Chris is an only child, and he grew up in Providence, and although I've never been there, nor have I met his parents, I can just imagine his quiet, picket-fenced cul-de-sac with a boat in the driveway and an organized recycling area. And his parents, slim, refined, and classy, but also slightly terrifying because what did they really think? My family, on the other hand, is like walking into a room full of kindergartners on a sugar high, but with 6-foot men and beer. Within 30 seconds of arrival, my brother Floyd will give Chris an excruciating nickname, one that pierces the very heart of who Chris is. It will exemplify a truly extraordinary ability to read people, and in some ways is a superpower. But all I will hear is my brother calling my boyfriend the little stinger because he's only 5'9" and a wasp.
"Amy, we need to talk now,"
he replies. And then, after a beat of staring at me in a way that makes me stiffen with unease, he adds,
"We're not going ahead with the series, Amy."
"What do you mean we're not going ahead with the series?" I shift to autopilot, picking up my overnight bag and moving toward the front door. I push it open and walk down the stairs, then out onto a stoop and the tree-lined street. "The Uber is here!" I call to hurry him along, my eyes on his brand-new silver Audi, which could get us there in half the time and hassle. He's moving so slowly. Or am I running? I feel like I'm running. I feel like I'm running away from what he's telling me, as though if I stay a few feet ahead, the information will not catch up with me.
"The content board met, and that was the decision,"
he says as we slide into the back seat of the car. "I see," I reply. The gravity of this situation too overwhelming to fully accept or even acknowledge. I swallow a scream. It can't be. It's a mistake. It's a temporary setback. I have been working on The Darkening Web for as long as I've been at Wolf Studios. It's a crime series set between Palo Alto and Pebble Beach in Northern California, in the creepy underbelly of Silicon Valley. Pitched as Big Little Lies meets Ozark with a Black Mirror twist. It's 4 years of my blood, sweat, and tears. In TV development, having a show fall down before being greenlit is all part of the game. It's happened a dozen times in my career. But this one that I adored, was meant to fly. This was my moment. I had the most incredible showrunner poised to sign on. A brilliant young writer had drafted a pilot script described by the VP of development as a game changer. All it needed was the greenlight team to say yes, and we would be moving to pitch and hopefully pilot. This was the meeting that had been important enough to stay for. The meeting that I missed my cousin's rehearsal dinner for. The meeting where Chris promised he would finally get the green light for my show. As we pull up to Atlantic Terminal, Chris is still trying to get me to talk about it. "I can't," I repeat for the 100th time, pulling away from his pitying arm, which he's trying to drape around my shoulders. "I wish you'd waited to tell me."
"I just want you to understand why I voted—"
"You voted," I say, jumping out of the car, tugging him toward the building. "You voted to greenlight it because it's brilliant and because you said you would."
"I didn't vote for it,"
he says, frowning. "Sorry? Did I mishear?" I say, spinning around to face him.
"Amy, I'm your boss. That's a reality," he says, dropping his canvas weekender to the sidewalk. He puts his hands on my shoulders, squeezing me lightly. "Today we become official. I'm meeting your family, and people at work are starting to figure it out."
"What does this have to do with The Darkening Web?" I ask, although I suspect I know the answer.
"I can't be seen to be favoring my girlfriend,"
he says, and I cringe. "Your girlfriend? I was a development executive first," I say. "A pretty fucking good one, too."
"You understand, though?"
he asks, shaking out his hand so his stupid, expensive vintage watch slides down his wrist. Then he checks the time and looks at me with a great deal of discomfort.
"I was worried about the blowback. It's highly unprofessional what we're doing. I can't be fucking you and then elevating your work. It looks terrible."
I raise my hands to my face. "Oh my God," I say finally. "Oh my God, 4 years of my work."